What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mark Howard, always representing them boys. You know what we do here. We talk Cowboys. We talk Cowboys here. That's the name of the show. And hey, the season is upon us. The season is upon us. It's opening kickoff, Thursday night kickoff. We started early. Of course, they always want to see the Cowboys play first with the Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles. I hate saying that. No, but they won the Super Bowl fair and square. Super Bowl champs, current Super Bowl defending champs, Philadelphia Eagles, hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Can't be any better than that. Two teams that don't like each other within what I know to be the best division in the history of the NFL, the most competitive division. The only division that is the NFC East that all teams have Super Bowl victories, multiple Super Bowl victories now at this point. We've been waiting for Philly to catch up, and now they finally gotten with the program and have won a couple of Super Bowls. Good for them. Of course, we still have the most Super Bowls won. And it's been a while. That's how far ahead we can pace. That's how many we are ahead of everybody. But hey, I digress bragging on what's going on. So, haven't been on for a little bit this week, but I want to save it for this opening day. I'm feeling good, feeling fine. It's a little weird. Trust me when I tell you, get past the numbness of losing Micah. And, number 11 will be okay. Football is bigger than that. Football is a lot of players. And I feel good about getting Kenny Clark. And if he's healthy now this year, he was playing a little injured. If he's healthy, I expect him, whether he's a Pro Bowl level player or not, be nice. Don't get me wrong, play to the Pro Bowl level, all Pro level even better. But if he plays anywhere close to what he can give and what he can offer on the football field and that defensive line, I'm very, very confident in what we could do. Defensive ends, hey, we lose number 11. And that's our best player now, but also obviously best defensive end at the position. But we have quality players at that position. We got some guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the rookie Donovan Ezaraku is going to do here. He didn't really make a lot of noise in the preseason games. But that's a little different. I would almost say to you as well, as amongst other reasons for making a trade, they obviously felt good enough about Ezaraku and his future to say, hey, let's develop this kid. This kid has some potential. Going through this also before the game, we got good news on the health part of it, things on the injury department. The typical notables, some guys that got moved to IR, Peyton Turner, Kalen Carson, that just pretty much stays on that. A few others that are on that reserve, injured reserve a role here. Of course, special list, Ringo's on that. But the good news of that is this. Players we weren't sure we were going to have to start the season are ready to go. All-pro cornerback, or former all-pro cornerback, still just have some capabilities. Trayvon Diggs is going to be active. We were worried about what we're going to be looking like in our corners. But Trayvon Diggs being there gives me a lot of confidence there. And then on the other side of the ball, left tackle Tyler Guyton. Excuse me. Tyler Guyton. We have so many ties and Tyrons, forgive me. Tyler Guyton is back. He was looking good early. He really had a chance to do much in the training camp. I don't necessarily like that, but I think he's still better than Smith, who they had in front, where they had to replace him. I'll go down or up with Guyton. They can always bring back the backup if he's struggling a little bit here. But obviously, they wouldn't let these guys come back if they've gone through the conditioning to get themselves and make sure that they're in the proper shape to be able to at least give us have some plays in them that they can contribute. Okay, so feel real good about that. Philadelphia didn't really check their depth chart. I know they've lost players to free agency. They've got guys, but I think they're relatively healthy in all the key parts. A.J. Brown was a question mark of whether he was going to play. He is dinged. He suffered an injury in training camp, but it has been reported early in the week that he is going to participate. He's going to play. Let me say he's going to play along with Smith, Dante Smith. The other receiver is very, very good. Of course, the quarterback Jalen Hurts is healthy, and just as important as well, Saquon Barkley is going to be there. Their O-line, for the most part, is pretty healthy and intact. Maybe I think they lost one player off the line to free agency, but you know they're going to be tough. And defensively, Jalen Carter's healthy. Slay is not there anymore. He's a little older player, so his days were numbered. So we'll see what they've done to replace him at corner on the opposite end. So they're relatively healthy where they need to be. I mean, you want to be deeper, and some players are key. Not to downplay anybody that's out, but most teams are basically. We've gotten healthy. We've gotten a lot of starters, and especially Trayvon Diggs, who's a veteran and one of the top players in his position. He's been. It's good to have him back. Deron Bland looks like he's going to play the slot. Kyer Elam, who's a veteran, who's doing really good, had a really good training camp. He'll be on the outside. Deron Bland's come from being the slot to the outside corner, and but Dallas did good by signing him to one of the top level paid corners. He was top 6, top 5 paid corner with his new contract extension. So he's getting that edge corner, that boundary corner money, but he'll play the slot because that's where he's actually cut his teeth at with the team and has grown and become the player for us that we need. So feeling good. Only player I'm really missing, I want back, is DeMarvion Overshow. That's going to be down the line. Take your time, DeMarvion. You've had these knee injuries. Get back healthy. We need that speed and explosiveness, okay? But so I'm looking for this game here to be interesting. Yes, they're going to be celebrating in front of us, them winning the Super Bowl, getting their rings, showing the banner of them, dropping the flag of the banner of them winning the Super Bowl last year for 2024-2025 season. So they'll be up for that, and then our guys and then will play the game. No problem. If you don't want to go to teams and watch them celebrate winning the Super Bowl, then you got to win the Super Bowl. All right? But that should pump us up to be ready to come in there and know, hey, we got to bring it. These are the Super Bowl champs. And with most of their team from last year still intact and young enough to still be viable and talented. By all the predictors, a lot of people are loving them because people became prisoner of the moment with Green Bay because of their acquisition. But all roads go through Philly and the NFC East. Rightfully so. They're the Super Bowl champs. They're the defending champs. Detroit was one of the best teams, looking like the Super Bowl favorites, but Detroit just can't beat Washington, so that's that. I'm looking forward to the game. Hope you guys are. And we'll see what happens. People are looking and predicting and all this. I'm not going to go through any predictions. I'm not tripping about it. People are going, well, I didn't really have Cowboys going to the playoffs anyway, even with number 11. Really? I mean, we didn't make the playoffs last year mainly because we suffered a lot of injuries. One key injury was Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb was hurt. Micah was hurt. He missed a few games. Not downplaying number 11 in his contribution when he makes as a team. But right now, we've had a chance to go through training camp without him. We've had to be able to adjust without him. It's different. When you go through training camp and you start with a player, that's in any sport. You have, especially where it's team coordinated. You've gotten used to, you've gotten accustomed to what that great player can do. You understand? Mentally, and then when they're out, it's a loss. It's a straight loss because you've prepared with them. But when you haven't prepared with them and they're gone at that point, now you've prepared without it. Mentally, you're not waiting to say, okay, well, he's out this week. He's out for a few weeks. He'll be back soon. When you know they're not back, now you know your job is yours. You're not just filling in. You got a job. You got a role. You got a significant requirement to contribute as a starter or even as a backup. You're still fighting for a role. You have a chance to emerge as one of the top players. To me, I'm comfortable with that. I'm not saying that, again, Not saying I don't want number 11, but that's gone. So what do we have to do? We have to move on. Football is like that. Football is the ultimate team sport. So I like the players that we have. Schemes, things that they'll do defensively, they'll do that knowing they don't have number 11 who can just basically kind of go off on his own and improvise. Now guys can do what they got to do within the scheme and be effective potentially. All right? So that's the game of football, people. That's the game of football. That's how you have to look at it. That's how anybody would to look at it. Only time people want to cheer and jump and get all, into it about it, make a big deal about it, is because it's the Cowboys. It's because of the Cowboys. Whatever the Cowboys do is big news. Guy gets a jaywalking ticket. It's the first thing they're going to start out on ESPN. Okay? Because it's the Cowboys. They say they're tired of talking about us, but they can't stop. So look, let's think football now. The Cowboys have prepared themselves. They have prepared themselves and been preparing themselves without number 11. So they are what they are. They are what they were going to be with or without number 11, but now they're doing it without number 11. And there is talent along that front line now. Adding Kenny Clark, put some talent along with Odigizua, and then we have a few other good ends. Nealon, Williams, and the crew. We have Ezraku, the rookie. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Okay, looking forward to seeing. I think Ezraku's going to come off. He's not going to start, but he's going to get it. He's going to get his plays. He's going to get his plays. Offensively, I'm encouraged. I like our line, especially the interior, the guards and center, with the two Tylers, the rookie Booker. I'm got some good expectations. He's coming into the fire. He's going to have to go right up over, head up over his old teammate, Jalen Carter. Well, not old teammate. His old SEC battler for 1 year at least, Jalen Carter. But he has come around since he last seen him as a freshman. He has come around and became one of the best players in the country. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. And he's not going to have to always do it alone. You don't just single block Jalen Carter unless you know the guy has it. You're going to help. But I do like the front line, the way it is. Happy to have Guyton back. Guyton does anything and continues on the way he was looking so far in training camp. Much more improved. His technique it seems to be much more improved. He's been working on his game and very serious about performing well. I'm confident, as long as they protect him. But I like to see them be able to open some holes for the running game. Okay? I'm looking forward to see what our running backs will do. Love our receivers. CeeDee Lamb, who I think is one of the best receivers. People will try to put him out there, but hey, you talk about Chase, you can talk about Jefferson. I put CD with them. I think it's a whoever you like here. Look, put it like this. If you tell me I'm going to trade CeeDee Lamb for Jefferson or Jamar Chase, I'm like, don't need to. I'm good with either one. And if I had Chase, if I had Jefferson, I wouldn't trade for CeeDee Lamb for them. You know what I'm saying? But I think we got one of the best, if not the best, who makes an argument to being the best receiver. Pickens is the number one level quality receiver. So, again, if our line can hold up a little bit, along with Ferguson underneath, I like what our receivers can do. So, I'm looking forward to that game. Prediction-wise, at home, Philly should be a good game. No surprise if Philly wins that at home, but maybe we could be on point. We have the element of surprise, as Brian Schottenheimer said. We've been very, very vanilla. They don't know what they're going to do. I imagine they're going to come out and put some stuff on tape that other teams will see, but Philadelphia is the one team that hasn't seen anything on tape from us. That element of surprise is very, very key. Of course, they have the element of surprise with us too, but we do have film on them. We pretty much know what they're going to do as far as scheme in their system. So I give us a very good chance. We're very good. We're very talented with veteran talent. On both sides of the ball. I just need, it probably may be a shootout. Our offense is definitely going to have to put points up on the board. And hopefully early. So that's my thoughts there. Don't be surprised if Dallas wins this game. If they don't, or if they do, if the Cowboys win this game, or if they don't, take the win and move on. Understand we got a whole season, 16 more games. If we don't win, take the L and understand we got 16 more games to continue moving forward. I'm going to look and see how we look and where we are, where my curiosity is overall, because I do want to see how we can handle a run. It's going to be tough. Look, the best run defense is going to have a hard time with a team like Philadelphia. That line is incredibly big and very, very good, very, very great. Saquon Barkley's running through holes, not getting touched after 5 yards down the field, and he's very fast and very strong. That's tough to stop. And then you also have to worry about Jalen Hurts keeping it, pulling it out of his stomach and keeping it himself, and he can go to the house with it. So that's a running game that's very, very hard to stop, but it can be. We'll see what we can do on that. But we can balance it if we have a good running game as well. All right, so that's what I'm looking forward to. Should be a good challenging game. NFC East games are very, very tough. I'm going to carry that into the next part of what I'm talking about. Understand with NFC East, this is a rivalry. And I say this being cocky, but I say this. If you don't know, I live in California, been in California for a while, but I grew up in D.C. D.C., I'm a Cowboys fan. I know the NFC East. And I'm in a better perspective of understanding. Because people here who are Cowboys fans or whatever that grow up out this way, they don't really understand the rivalry within the conference. They don't understand the NFC East, not fully, because they got to live it. I lived in D.C., so I'm 100 miles from Philly, 200 miles from New York. So right there with that cluster of that three there, and then you got Dallas. Dallas is a little separated. Used to be, I go back, hey, showing my age, I go back to when there was only 3 divisions, and the then St. Louis Cardinals were the NFCs. Always been a battle. Each team don't like each other. Each team is going to go at it. I've seen the worst team in the league beat the best team, and I'm talking about when the NFC East had the best team in the whole conference, and they also had the worst team in the whole conference, and that worst team will beat them because there's no let up. Make no bones about that. I know that, worrying about it even when we're a top team. There's no let up. I enjoy beating NFC East foes because I hate them all, Philly, Washington, and New York. But when we do and we get by them, I'm like, whew, really? Okay? So it's going to be a contest. Has there been blowouts? Of course there may be blowouts. They catch us and they blow us out. I'd hate it. We could catch them and blow them out and just catch them slipping and just get that snowball effect going. You never know. It can always happen. And it's a fight. It's a dog fight. Always is, no matter who we play. Philly and Dallas, it's going to be a dogfight. I expect that. Don't be surprised. Looking at the NFC East, my overall thoughts, again, very, very competitive division. A lot of people have Washington high in their sights. Football has a lot of prisoner of the moment thoughts. And, hey, look, Washington's doing some good stuff, and they got some players. Jaden Daniels is his second year as a quarterback. And I always say with football, it takes a few years for a quarterback to really prove what they are, what they're going to be. Okay? Everybody was high on C.J. Stroud 2 years ago before Jaden Daniels got there. C.J. Stroud is still a good quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. He didn't have the same year, the second year, as he did a rookie year. And he's good. Been good. So, looking at that, saying, hey, look, teams can scout you. They get an idea. They are prepared for you. Now they've made their adjustments for you. Now you've got to adjust to what they're adjusting to. And this is going to be the maturation period for Jaden Daniels. Now, hey, if he still kills it like he did last year, we'll still say, hey, he still looks good. But expect him not to be able to, he's not going to be able to sneak up on anybody anymore. All right, he has the attention of every other team in this league. Every team that's got Washington on the schedule. But he still should do well. Doesn't mean he shouldn't do well. But pump the brakes. Now, with them making their adjustments, you got to be able to adjust like I said before. All right? So look forward to seeing how this goes. Once again, All bets are off. All things are equal when it comes between the NFC East. Make no bones about that. Okay? Now the division, look, they're all NFL teams. Don't get me wrong. I just know how that division is and how each team feels about each other within the city, the cities, all of that. Okay? So let's have some fun. I'll look at it. I'm going to say, give my Cowboys some credit. They're playoff worthy. Yeah, they don't have number 11. Number 11 is gone. At least whoever's wearing number 11 from now on is not going to be the same guy that used to be wearing number 11 for 4 years. Okay? And that's fine. But speaking of 11, there's still 11 guys on defense that are not bad as a unit. And I like Eberflus. I like Eberflus as a coordinator. He has proven himself. That's why he got the job of being a head coach. So he's a hell of a defensive coordinator. And with Schottenheimer, I'm cool with them. He's gonna call plays. Have to make also head coach. I believe he's calling plays. I'm pretty sure from what I got in my reports, he's calling plays. But either way, we're going to have somebody else calling plays. But there's familiarity because Schottenheimer's been with the organization for a few years. So there's familiarity. There's, dare I say, the fact that he was kind of a favorite coach within the team. That a favored coach amongst the team and the players. That there's some trust there. There's some comfortness between, say, Dak Prescott and Coach Schotten. That's why I'm pretty sure he's going to be calling plays. All right, so that they have a little bit of a relationship. Now, I say this being a coach myself. Everybody loves the assistant coach until they become the head coach. Okay? Everybody loves the assistant coach until they become the head coach. So we'll see from there. If the relationship is good, then great. Okay? So I would say I'd look at the Cowboys having a chance to be in the top 2 of the division. Washington, number 3. Giants, they still don't have the quarterback situation solved. I don't think they have the running back situation solved. They got some players. Don't get me wrong. They had a good draft pick. And Abdul Carter, who's looking good in training camp. And Washington looked good in training camp as well. So don't be surprised if there's 3 teams from the NFC East going to the playoffs. It's happened just 2 years prior to that. There was 3 teams that went to the playoffs. Okay? Where they'll be placed and where they'll be within the division remains to be seen. All things being healthy, got to give the nod to Philadelphia. Although, guess what? For the past, 15 years, there has not been a repeat division champion. There has been a different division champion each year. So, I again, talking about the NFC East now. So, with that being said, trust me, that tells you a bit about how we are with this division. All right, how we are with this division. So it's going to be a tough fight. There's no guarantee just because Philadelphia won the Super Bowl that they're going to win the division again. Because, look, we could give a shit about what you did last year. It's the NFC East. The best division in the history of the NFL. Make sure you understand and know that. All right? So I'm looking forward to a good year. We'll be doing this, talking about it after the game. I may do some talk after the game later tonight. And then, of course, certainly tomorrow. And so look out for more of it. I appreciate you guys watching the show. If I didn't say in the beginning, I always forget to say this. But please subscribe to the channel. Like the show. Like the episode. Share it, please. Let everybody know. I haven't gone live yet. I haven't really gotten ready to go live. I like to be prepared in what I'm doing in this sense here. But I'm going to do some live ones soon. But I do appreciate those who watch. We're building, we're looking, and we're new. But please, those of you who are watching, friends, family, or anybody else that's intrigued, if you like what I'm doing, if you could support a brother doing it, please, again, subscribe to the channel, like the show, share it, please, all right? As always, my name is Mark Howard. Represent, hey, we talk Cowboys here. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy the game. And as the great Jimmy Johnson said, how about them Cowboys?